So I have high expectation. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel and to today's video where I'm playing with this palette from Nomad Cosmetics, the Fuji 5 Legs. It's a beautiful yellow, red, blue palette, and I did this eyeshadow look. If you want to see the tutorial and hear my first impressions, then stick around. You know, the other day I was chatting with a subscriber over on Instagram. She was saying that she thought I should keep that brown blush that I had gotten in a recent subscriber box to me. It was from Give Me Glow in the shade Ginger Spice, I think. And I was planning on just giving it away because I thought, well, this color is really close to my skin tone and it's probably not going to do anything. She encouraged me to try it out, and she sent me some swatches from the Give Me Glow website where it showed that these blushes are actually really pigmented. And she was saying how much she enjoyed a brown blush and sometimes combining it with other things, or, you know, helping one color tone down another color, etc. Now, I had told her I have this from ColourPop. This is the shade Matchmaker from their old Mulan collection. I told her that I had this color and I didn't think it brought anything to my skin tone because it's so close to my natural skin coloring, but I have it and I've been playing with it. You know, I use it on and off here and there. And it occurred to me that perhaps I wasn't using enough of it to really show up on my skin because it is close to my skin tone. I don't need to dip in as lightly as I do for really pigmented colors. This one might need a bit of extra buildup. And so today I did do that. I swirled around it like 7 times, you know, instead of just a little dab. I swirled around quite significantly and I built it up on my cheeks, and I do see it. I also have a highlighter on, but I see the blush color and I see the tone itself, and now I'm thinking I can understand where she's coming from, because the browner blush, at least with my skin tone and presumably with hers, it feels a little bit more natural than pink or red or purple or yellow or orange. And so I can understand how it gives you sort of it still gives you the blushed effect, but with a grounded element, and I think that's nice actually. So I do intend to give away the Give Me Glow just because it's brand new and it's lovely, and it's great if it's a good formula, and I'm happy to pass it on because I have this one, and it turns out that if I just build it up a little bit more, I'm gonna get kind of a nice result. I don't go crazy with blush, so this sort of thing is just right for me. So I appreciate the subscriber and her feedback on the more neutral or brown colored blush, and now I'm going to give this one more love. Today I'm playing for the first time with the Nomad Fuji 5 Legs palette. This is the one where they have the gorgeous acrylic canvas packaging. It's so well done. It's so lovely. This is the inside of the palette. It's quite primary colored, heavy, obviously red, blue, yellow. It's got a little bit of neutrality going on, this lovely iridescent blue-white shimmer, and sort of a neutral tone here, purpley blue. This one reminds me of the shimmer in the center of the Polar Express palette, which I recently tried for the first time as well. This palette was given to me by a subscriber. I have just been overwhelmed by the people sending me stuff lately. I've gotten between 15 and 20 new eyeshadow palettes in about a month. It's incredible. It's bonkers. So this is one of those. I'm just feeling so loved and blessed and grateful. My subscribers are awesome. Anyway, I'm going to play with this today, and I think I want to play in the yellowy tones. I definitely want to use that, but I'm going to have to swatch it and see how blue leaning it is, because it may or may not be a great thing to use with the yellows, depending on what else I do. I don't think there's a brown. Yeah, there is a brown matte, but it's quite light. We'll see. We'll see where this goes, but I'm going to prime my eyes with the Glam Light Icing Primer, and everything I use is linked in the description box. When I used the Polar Express palette, which is a video I can card above here for you, I was floored by the quality. Honestly, it's probably the best matte quality I've ever used from Nomad. So I have high I have high expectations for this. I kind of want to build up these yellows. Should I build them? No. Instead of building up, let me grade down. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of a smaller brush into Burnished Beach. I do have a code with Nomad, by the way. It is the code Shimmers, and it'll save 10% off of your order. I don't know if there are any exclusions right now, but I do have a code with them. Now I'm going to pick up Koyo? I was going to say Kyoto, but that's not right. Koyo? Apologies for mispronunciation. Just a little. And now I'll pick up Yellow Poplar and put that out here. This is why I was thinking actually that building up might have been a better idea, because these colors are just a nice stepping point, you know, light, medium, dark. And that darkest shade, Burnished Beach, which is a beautiful name. That one actually has a lot of orange in it. So I think if I'd started with Yellow Poplar, this one, and just created a wash of yellow and then deepened and deepened, it might have resulted in a little bit less of an overall blend and a bit more differentiation between the shades, but maybe not. This is Koyo again, and I think I'm keeping the inner space empty for now. I kind of want to put the light blue matte there, and Burnished Beach again. Yeah, and I don't think I'm going to go any darker than this. The darkest mattes in the palette are a deep red and a deep blue, and that's not what I want for this look. So it's going to stay deep yellowy orange, and I'm actually going to pull this onto the lid a little bit more. Yep, because I'm curious to see how the shimmers will play with that. Now, I'm going to go into a clean blending brush and pick up Mount Fuji, the light blue matte. Yeah. This will be my inner corner highlight, obviously. Really nice pastel matte. I recently tried a pastel from Ensley Rain and it did absolutely nothing. And these Nomad pastels from the last 2 palettes I've tried from them are awesome. So, kudos to Nomad. Now I want to swatch the shimmers. I've got Diamond Fuji, Pampas Grass, and Golden Ginkgo. Oh, those are pretty. Oh, they're all pretty. This is Diamond Fuji, very, very blue-white iridescent, very heavy on the blue. This is Pampas Grass, which I feel like that might be, is that the name of a shade in the Adept Flying Fiddles palette? Pampas Grass? I mean, the Flying Fiddles is based on a Siberian iris, so maybe. I'm gonna look that up. Editing Rachel will know for sure. This is Pampas Grass. That's gorgeous. I love that color. In the pan, it's quite pink. Yeah, here it's like a pink silver base, really pretty. And then here's Golden Ginkgo, which, I mean, of course, it makes tons of sense, right? Any of them together would be pretty. Let's just put Golden Ginkgo here, unsurprisingly. It's a really light toppery sort of formula. It's not super heavy or thick. And now I'm going to do Pampas Grass here, even though that's not the one I intended to do, but that's okay, just wait. And now I will take Diamond Fuji and put it at the inner corner and just right at the inner like 1/8 or 1/16 of my lid, just here, right past the inner corner onto the thinnest triangle-y part of the lid space. So I do have all 3 shimmers on there. They're pretty. Now I'm gonna take a small blending brush and pick up Mount Fuji, and I'm just gonna start this at the inner space here. Keep it nice and light here. And I'll go into Koyo. Ooh, look at those together. They're so pretty. Did you happen to see my video where I was talking about incorporating primary colors into your looks? It was a subscriber request. It's linked above in the cards if you're curious. And now Burnished Beach again. And it was fun to talk about different ways that you can bring a primary color into a more standard, or no, a more not traditional either, a more safe or neutral look, something that may be more work appropriate but with a little splash of color. So probably not this, you know. I love this though. Look at these soft, sort of desaturated tones, but still pigmented and vibrant. So I made suggestions such as colored mascara, an inner corner pop, a bright lower lash line, a waterline, just different ways to incorporate primary colors. And it was a really fun video. And I think that I had some ideas written down, but as I talked, I got more ideas, and it was fun. This is Yellow Poplar, the lightest yellow matte, and I'm just making sure that I'm nicely blended out this way. Kind of feel like doing a winged eyeliner today. That would be very striking. Well, it doesn't have to be actually. If I did it with black, it would be. But I have a graphic liner palette that has every color I might want. Just a bit more Diamond Fuji on the tip of my finger so that I can tap it in here a little bit more precisely. And up here. I think I will do a little bit of graphic eyeliner. This is the Split It Painter's Paradise palette from Artitude Cosmetics. I want to use this gold. I never have before. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, but I thought it would be fun to play. So I recently got a new brush. Is that the right one? No. Yes? So I've got this brush that a subscriber gave me. This is from Lovecraft Beauty. It's the liner brush 7. I'm hoping that the bristles will stay together because on my other brushes they tend to splay apart. I'm just going to take a drop of water and put it into the eyeliner. I think I'll do a wing out here. I don't know how visible it's going to be, but I thought it would be fun, just a little whimsy. Okay, it shows up a little bit on the yellow. I did carry it all the way to the inner corner. I didn't do an inner corner flick, but I carried the liner on the full lash line. And it does start to compete a little bit in a way that I like less when it comes to the blue white shifting shades over here. I think I'll just leave it at that. I thought about black. Black would of course be fine and nice and a little bit more conventional for sure. But since I have this palette, I want to make sure that I do use it. And I think the gold works fine with the yellow, obviously. It's not super striking, but it's there. It's like, it's not in your face. It's just a little bit of something else happening. So I'm going to finish up everything and I'll be right back. To finish off this look, I did 2 colors in my waterline. I put these are both from ColourPop. This is the shade Big Splash. I put that on my inner waterline, and the outer half I used this shade, which is called Fade Away. It's a vintage gold. And then I mentioned that I was wearing highlighter, the Cosmic Brushes palette. I have a lip oil from Milani, and it's the shade 110 Passion Fruit Coconut. I remember doing a video about lip oils where I was comparing my experience, which was ColourPop, with 2 new formulas I was trying, the Milani and the e.l.f. Glow Reviver. On the whole, I think I prefer the Glow Reviver for its hydration, its long-lasting formula. Like, I put it on at nighttime and my lips are still even a little shiny and hydrated in the morning. This one has a bigger doe foot applicator than ColourPop, and the more I use it, the more I feel like it is a little bit sticky. Not sticky like lip gloss, but stickier than the lip formulas or the oils that I've used to. I don't think I'll buy more of these, even though they smell incredible, just because I don't care for that sort of texture, you know? But I do like it. I don't dislike it. It's just a matter of how thick and goopy feeling you want your lip product to be. And then I have mascara on, and that is everything. So first impression for this palette, I have again been very impressed with the mattes. I used 4 of the mattes, and they were all really, really good. Very pigmented. The pastels were super pigmented. I think I wish there were a tiny bit more variety among these yellows, particularly these 2. Although they were each pigmented in their own right and clearly 3 different colors, it's just a matter of them still being close. As far as the shimmers, of the 3 I used, 1, 2, 3, I love this one so far. The other 2 feel more toppery, and topper shades, I don't dislike them, but they're not my top favorite. I want something a little bit more opaque, has a bit more body, and I think that this is the prettiest shade out of the 3. I think probably it will be my favorite out of the whole palette because I don't tend to love these tones, but I haven't tried them yet. So this is just first impressions. I've been super impressed with Nomad's matte formula in particular. These last 2, the Polar Express and the Fuji 5 Lakes, really, really good and better than I remember from any of my previous Nomad palettes. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Of course, do tell me if you have this palette, what you think of it. Have you been enjoying it? What do you think of Nomad's newer releases? And I appreciate you so much for being here. Check my description box for my Nomad playlist, as well as other suggested videos or answers to questions or anything like that. Perhaps you'll consider liking and subscribing before you go if you want to see more content like this, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.